everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. Hope everybody's well and recovered from the Christmas and New Year period. As you know, this is my first restoration of 2022. It's taken me a bit longer than I thought. I did start out doing a batch of models, and that batch sort of got as far as dismantling stage and not a lot further, to be honest, apart from this restoration today. This one took me a lot longer than what I thought it was going to, one thing and another. You know, I haven't been able to do a lot each day, perhaps an hour, sometimes a couple of hours after work every evening, but that's about it. So it's taken a lot longer, and it's caused me quite a few problems, especially in the assembly stage, and I think I got over it not too bad. But yeah, it certainly took a lot longer than what I was expecting it to take, so I apologise for it being so long since my New Year's review, before getting another restoration video out to you. Anyway, let's carry on. This week's video, or this time's video, is going to be a triple restoration, and two of these models were kindly donated by Mr. Ian Hulley, and some of the spares I've used, and one of them I bought on eBay. So it's a triple restoration, and you know, I've been wanting to do this one for quite a while, so I've done, it's a little bit of a code 3 if you like, because I've altered the interiors of these models. The outside's pretty much the same, it's just I've done my own custom paint jobs on them. One of them would have been like what they did in the models colour wise. The other two I think maybe not, but I did Google this particular car, and I had to look at all the different colour variations outside and on the interiors as well. So this is what I've come up with, what you're going to watch, and they turned out not too bad in the end, but I'm not 100% happy with them, but they do look alright, and you know, well, you have a look and see what you think. So as I always say, excuse me, as I always say, please sit back, relax, enjoy watching the video, and see how I got on with this triple restoration. And I didn't say what they were, but you would have already read the title. But today it's going to be 3 Chevrolet Corvette Stingrays, and those are Corgi toys, and they're number 310 if anybody's interested. And yeah, so see how I got on. Enjoy the video. Okay then, let's take a closer look at these 3 models. Now, this one I bought on eBay over a year ago. It's probably about 18 months ago, and it's not in bad nick. It's got the broken bumper. That's, you know, one of the usual things that happens with these. The tyres look all good. Bodywork's not too bad, just a few chips. So the jeweled lights are there. I'm not sure if that's a they're meant to be, or if they're bent, but I think that's how they're meant to be. They look alright when they're shut. So that's alright. The screen's got a few scratches. I'm not sure if that's a crack all the way through. It's difficult to tell until I start to clean it up, but anyway, I think it's not in bad condition. If that isn't a crack and it comes out, the rest of it's all pretty good. I have got the reproduction chassis part with the bumpers in, so I've got two actually, because obviously for one of the other ones as well. So I'd ordered those from Model Supplies, so that's all good. The interior is nice on this one as well. Well, nice, I say it's good. It's looks clean from what you can see of it. Okay, so that's that one. This is one that Mr. Ian Hulley sent me, and again it's got the jewelled headlights. It's difficult to tell if these are in line. I think they're not too bad, because the front is all broken. That chassis part as well is all broken again, so I think that's stopping the lights from opening properly. But that's what the other reproduction chassis is going to be for, is this one. So as you can see, it's got a lovely paint job. Very artistic. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. The wheels are different to this first one. These have got the solid Corgi wheels, and these have got the spoke Corgi wheels. The tyres have got paint on, so I'll probably put new tyres. They don't match. These tyres are not matching tyres on the front. I won't throw them away because they'll be handy, so they'll go in my spare tyres box. That's if they're okay when I get them off. Actually, they they feel a bit hard and brittle. I think they're just going to crumble. That one's probably alright. Yeah. Again, the window unit's pretty good on that one. It's got a bit of paint on when it's been over painted, but I think, well, that'll come off with the old what they call it, Dettol. The suspension's a bit naffed on that one, but again that's because of this chassis part, so they'll be rectified with the new part. So that's that one, two rivets. That one's a bit domed. We'll have to make a little indentation in that when we undo it. That one's got one already, so that shouldn't be too hard to drill out. So that's that one. And then this is the other one from Mr. Ian Hulley. It's got a good chassis. Still got a bit of paint on that bit there, so we'll have to get that off. Like I say, other than that, it's a good chassis. So I should be using that, and that's the rest of it's all nice and clean, ready for me to paint. So that's half of the job done for me, so thank you for that, Ian. I'll have to just give it a good wipe over with methylated spirit. So that one's half done for me, so that's great. The interior and all the other bits Ian has sent me. Yeah, the wheels, there's the solid wheels again, so that's alright. That's cool. And then there's the window unit. So that's cool. So I've got everything I need for these three. So let's get on with it. Let's start to dismantle the other two and see what we end up with. Okay. Okay, here it goes in. Oh, slipped with that one. There you go. Just made a little indentation. I'll do them one at a time. Okay. think my drill is getting a bit flat again. This battery doesn't last very long now, it's on its way out, and I've looked on the internet for another one and they're very rare, hard to find for the batteries for this fax power. You know, I'll say I bought this cheap at the Dorset Steam Fair. Oh, it's got to be nearly 20 years ago. And it had two batteries, and one, when I tried to charge it, it wouldn't charge at all. But this one did, and well, you know, I've been using it for the past couple of years, but you know, it had been sitting in the box since I bought it for years and years. I never really used it up until now, so you know, sort of 17, 18 years sitting in the box without charging the batteries. I suppose that that's what's happened, it's knackered it. So it's my own fault, it's my own fault. I don't want to take too much off it. We'll have a go, see if I can undo it. I managed to drill it a little bit more. See if we can get it apart. There you go, that front bit. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. I drilled enough. Okay, so that's the base. Nice and simple. The wheels just got sort of little bits there to hold the axles, but they're actually held more by the chassis, as you can see. So there you go. Just make sure that the axles are the same width, which they are. Okay, so this just fell out. That's the grills, the air intake. What do you call them? Where the air intakes, I suppose, of the bonnet. So that can go in the ultrasonic cleaner. I remembered this time. The old set of golf clubs in there. I might be able to do something with that. Pick it out a bit. It's very, very yellow. Bit bland, the interior. So yeah, the window unit doesn't look too bad. So that's going to go in the ultrasonic cleaner as well. And then just the shell there, nice. I'll just have to drill these posts out, file that little piece off there level with the fatter piece of the rivet post. It just makes a tighter fit, and then yeah, we'll have to drill those out ready for the rivets. This I'll keep as a spare. Might be able to take bits off it. And here's the light bar. So what I might do with that, I might just mask off these jeweled headlights in this bit rather than try and take these out. I think that'd be the easiest thing to do. And I'll, you know, because I'll just scratch the paint off. I'll scrape the paint off this. So yeah, it'll come off. It won't take too long. I think that's the safest bet. I won't put that in caustic. The rest will go in caustic. Okay, so I'm going to drill this one out and dismantle this one. You've seen me dismantle that one. It'll make the video long, very long again if I show you doing this one as well. So I'll get this one dismantled and then we'll come back and have a look what we got. Okay, so there you go. That's that one apart. So there's all these bits and pieces to clean. steering wheel's in a bit of a funny place, but it looks like that's where it's meant to go. I'll have to have a look on the other one. No, I don't know, very strange. It's got a nice steering wheel on that one, silver one. Yeah, I don't know. This one's a bit cockeyed. I don't know if that's where it's meant to go or what. I would have said it looks better there. Anyway, we'll look at that. We'll look at that. Again, the golf clubs. Jeweled headlights in there. It's all there. These wheels, I've had to push a spike through some of the spokes, and I thought it was because of the paint, but it's not. It was the way it was cast. There was some flashing, or whatever you call it, left, blocking some of the holes, so I've just pushed them through with a little spike. One out of the 4 tyres is salvageable, but I will put new ones on this car. So again, just take these, I'm taking these out again, these grills. All the plastic parts in the ultrasonic cleaner. This will be ready for the caustic soda. That's going to have to go in the Dettol. This was silver originally, so I probably will do this one silver. My plan is to do one red, one metallic red, one silver, and one sort of coppery colour, goldy copper colour, because I think that's sort of 3 colours they did. Okay, we'll see you over at the caustic soda bath. Right, okay, so the hot water's in, put the parts in. Oopsie, lost that one first go. Right, okay, caustic soda. Oh, look at that. What a twat. Yeah. So there goes. Jubbly jubbly. I better give that a bit of a dry before I put it back on the lid. Oh well, that's changing colour very quickly, so I hope the paint's coming off well. Oh, for crying out bloody loud, pity's sake. Okay, well, we're going to have to go and wash this now. What a pain in the tits. Right, so let's have a look how this is going. Oh, most of the paint's off there. Oh yeah, it's coming off lovely. Okay, so I'm going to do like usual, and I'm going to leave that for a little while, a few more seconds, well, a few more minutes, and then next time you see it, as per usual, it will be nice and clean, wire brush ready to put the primer on. Be up on the bench. Okay, see you later. Right, that's those two all wire brushed, cleaned up, ready for priming, and this is the one that I had from Ian that was all nice and clean already. So what I'm going to do now is just give them a clean with methylated spirits, and then when that's all dry I'm going to go out and spray the primer. I'm going to do primer this time. I've got a couple of metallic colours I want to do these, but I'm going to try with the primer first. Other times I've put just like a silver base coat, so this time I will put a primer and then I might put a silver base or silver coat, and then the colour I'm going to do them over the top. Okay, so I'll catch you when that's done. Right, I've masked off these headlights. I've done it with all of the lights. This one I did last night, I primed it last night, so I've just put a silver base coat on it now, and then I'll be putting the colour on it a bit later, the colour I want the cars to be. So 3 cars, and they're going to be 3 different colours, all metallic colours. This was the chassis, the chrome chassis of the one that Ian sent me for this, with the, you know, all the spares, the one that was already stripped down. Now somebody had already put Molotov on the edges of the bumper, and I put this in oven cleaner, and I also left it soak for 24 hours in Dettol. Now the oven cleaner, it got all the original chrome off it in a matter of about 5 minutes, but that Molotov that had been put on, even the you know, after being in the oven cleaner and the Dettol, I still had a job to get it off. I had to end up scraping it, and even using one of the, you know, the brass wire brushes, the soft ones, the little ones, to get the rest off. Anyway, I've got it, so I've sprayed it matte black, and then I'm going to re-chrome it up. Right, moving on to the chassis and bodies. I primed them, and I've painted a silver base coat, a metallic sort of base coat on them. That's them all there, the 3 bodies and chassis. And hopefully when I put the colours on, if I want to do them, it's going to look quite nice. We'll see what happens. Okay, I made a decision on the colours I'm going to do these Corvettes, and one of them I'm going to do this gold, and it's Holtz Auto Spray Paint, and this is what's on the label, H, so I don't know what H stands for, but GOL must stand for gold, and MO2, I don't know, that must be the shade, because it's different numbers and the shades are darker and lighter. So that is the one there, and I'm going to do one of them. One of the others I'm going to do same kind of paint, but this red, and that's the code on that one. And these are all acrylic paints, by the way. And the last one, this is a metallic-y blue, but a very, very light blue, and it almost looks silver when you look, you know, in how you see it in the lights, the different way the light's shining. It almost looks silver, so it's a very, very pale blue. Actually looks more bluey on the cap than what it really is. But this is what I'm going to use. So those are the 3 colours, and this one is a Motip Autolac acrylic, and the number on the top is 55066, and that's all I can go by. As I say, as I've told a lot of people, you know, I go by, when I go in the shop, I go by the colours on the cap. That's how I choose the paint, not by the numbers or anything like that. Because people do ask me, sometimes people ask me on videos that I've done sort of a year ago, or over a year ago, and you know, unless I've said at the beginning, which I never used to then, I tend to do it more now, I just can't for the life of me remember which ones I've used. But those are the ones that it's mainly going to be, will be the Motip Autolac acrylic in different colours, or this Holtz Auto Spray Paint. And I only started buying this Holtz one because it was cheaper to buy here in Jersey than this one. you know. These you're talking about £6 something. I can't remember exactly, but they're just over £6 now, whereas these are sort of 11, nearly £12 for a can of those. So stuff's quite expensive here in Jersey. So hence I know they're slightly less in these ones than in these, but I think, you know, on the whole it's still a lot cheaper buying these ones. So these are ones I've sort of got left over from, you know, sort of 18 months, 2 years ago. These are the ones I buy now, the more recent ones. Okay, so I'm going to go out and do that, and then we'll see them when they've got their colour on. Right, I've repainted all these interiors, slightly all different. I've done this one light blue, as you can see, with like a wooden effect steering wheel. This one's beige with different coloured seats, darker brown seats, and a black steering wheel. This one here, the steering wheel broke off, unfortunately, but I'll glue that back when I put the dashboard back. That one I've done the seats same as on this one, but I've done the footwells darker brown as well. I've googled all these interiors, and these have all sort of come up. So okay, so this is an original interior, bar the silver steering wheel. So that's what it looked like before. So I've sort of custom painted these just to make it look a bit different. So we'll see how that goes. Okie doke. Okay, so these dashboard parts, they just, this bit here just slides into that little groove in there, like so, and then the steering wheel just, it pushes down underneath the dashboard, and then these just, as you push them in, they clip behind these sort of pegs here. Oh, that one's come out. There, like that. Same with this one. There, just push it in and then over the top. Push it right in. That's it. Oopsie. There. Okay, so I'm just going to polish these wheels up. I use this polish on the end of my drill rather than in the Dremel, just to do the insides of these wheels so I don't have to take them off the axle. The outside, I'll actually put the axle in the drill chuck to do them. So I just use the old, the old Brasso, like the old Duraglit you used to get this stuff here. So that's what I'm going to use. I'll just, do like that, just to polish the inside. You know, it's easy polishing the outsides because you just, like I say, put the axle in the drill chuck and you know, just put the stuff against it as it's going round. So it's simple, easy to do, but the insides are not quite so easy if you don't take them off the axle. They're coming up all right, look. pass that round the axle a bit. The drill's getting flat again. But never fear, because I went up B&Q the other day and they had these on an offer, and I bought this with a charger, one battery, £19, so I think that's pretty good, that. So, you know, I've had my money's worth out of the other one. So when the battery goes flat on that one now, I'll use this one. So I was quite pleased with that. It was good enough for this hobby, you know. Right. Okay, let's get the I can't undo that. Let's get the old axle in the drill chuck. There'll still be a bit of juice left in it. Okay, so this is what I do. Polish up the wheels. I've already done the other set that goes on this model. Well, I've done two sets. I've done the spoked ones, and I've got still one set to do after this in the third car. The spoke ones are a nightmare to clean. So that's all, and then put the old rag against it. See, that's starting to come up nice and shiny. Okay, so that's how I do that. I know I've shown it before, but not recently, so any new subscribers that perhaps are not sure how we do it, that's how I do it. But I'm sure you've seen the other restorers do it as well. Okay, well that's looking quite nice, so I've just got to turn it round and put the other side of the axle in the chuck to do the other wheel. Okay, so when I've done that, I guess it's going to be assembly time at last. The moment I've been waiting for, and I'm sure the moment you've all been waiting for. Okay, so we'll catch you then. Okay, that's it, assembly time. It's here at last. So I've got all the models laid out. What I'm going to have to do is clear the space, clear them, and just do one at a time. I'll just probably show one, putting one together completely, and then I'll do the rest off camera, otherwise the video is going to be too long. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'll clear a space and then we'll get on with one of them. Okay, then off we go. This is the one that Mr. Ian Huddy sent to me. This was the red and black and painted all different colours one. Okay, so we start with the window unit. Place that in there. Now the interior. Everything's moving now. Stay in there. just places on the top. It rests on the bottoms of the windscreen like. I need to put this in. I think it goes there, like that. And these lights, so these lights need to go this way around. So if I put those in, if you put them in like that, that's like when the lights are off, they're shut, and then they go that way when they're on, when they're open. Okay, so that's that bit. Now we need the chassis part, which goes on this way, and hopefully that will hold all that together. Just check it's all alright. And these lights are not opening now. Now why is that? Something not quite right there. There's something not quite right. I don't know if they're catching on something, because this is a reproduction chassis. Okay, that's on. Wheels next. And then finally the base. Yeah, which way have I got that? Oh, I've got that the wrong way around. Cabbage. Right, now then, why won't that fit? Yeah, these lights won't open now. So what's going on there? Something not right there. sure what it is. What a pain in the tits. Okay, I'm going to have to undo that again and have a look why that's not working. Okay, I've been fiddling around with that, and it seems that these reproduction chassis parts don't quite fit, and I'm not sure exactly why or where the problem is on them, because they are so close to the original. But the one off this car, my chroming hasn't, well, it hasn't really come up that well. I was a bit disappointed in that, but I have put the original one back in. This was the one that was on this car, and it's a bit scrappy around the front. It's not great, but the lights work okay with that one. And it fits properly. Those I can't get the car together, so there's something not quite right on those, and I've got to try and find out what it is before I do the others. Anyway, you know, this is ready now to put the rivets in, so we'll have a go with this. Now these are the big rivets, because I couldn't get any of the normal size ones. These are a bit bigger. I have got some others now, 2.5 I think they are millimetre, so these are slightly bigger than that, but they won't fit in some of the models. Right, so let's put these rivets in. Okay, so a little bit of glue. Put a longer rivet in the back, because you could drill out a lot further in the back rivet, and I need some tweezers. I was going to say, I did get these rivets in before, I tried them and they fitted alright. It was just me that I couldn't quite see properly what I was doing. That should be enough. You think I can get it in? There you go. Okay. Okay, we'll leave that a few seconds, or a minute or so, and then we'll turn it over and have a look. Right, okay, I've put this other one together eventually. I had to file a lot off the silver chassis part. The lights are not great, they're sort of a bit floppy, but I guess they always always like that, maybe, I don't know. You know, I don't know, these reproduction parts, whether it's that or what, I don't know, because the you know, the models before they were restored, the lights were all naff anyway, they were jammed and not working properly anyway. But I've done the same with this reproduction chassis. Hang on, to this side, I've had to file a lot off that bit there, along there, because between that and this piece here, which I've had to file as well, it's not enough room, you know. If I put that there like that, that wouldn't fit in between before, so it fits now. So basically the whole chassis is the right length, but the gap between this part and this part was too narrow, and I've had to file a bit off the corners here as well, so they're not quite the right shape now. It's a shame, because I've sort of touched them up with Molotov, but it's never the same. It's not the same as the, you know, the original chrome. So that one took me ages last night. That's the next day today, and I think I've got it all that it's going to fit now. So because the first one was a bit of a disaster putting it together, you know, I'll have a go at filming this one, yeah. Okay, so first of all, put the old window unit in. The interior, which is slightly different. I've done two-tone seats and wooden affixed steering wheel. Mats are the same colour as the middles of the seats. Just makes a little bit of difference between the three of them. So we'll place that in there. For that interior, I'll use this paint here, but it's not that great because it doesn't really dry properly. And I did lacquer over that and it went a bit funny, so I had to start sort of sorting that out. So it's not a great paint to use for that. But anyway, I sorted it out in the end. Right, so I've already put the lights in. I've put this piece in. I've just put a little bit of super glue each side to hold it, because those front grills on the bonnet, like they don't seem to push up with the chassis enough. So I just put a little tiny bit of super glue each side and in the front bit in the middle there. So put the lights in here. Now I'll try and put this chassis on next. Like I say, it's not a great fit, but you know, it's reproduction. At least you can get them, so that's a good thing. Actually, I might file a little bit more out of that hole, so I'm not quite happy with that. That's the other thing I've had to do, is file these holes. Doesn't need much. Right, let's try that again. That might be better now. All those little bits and pieces there, that all stops it going together properly. It's my fault again. I know I said this in previous videos, I should check before I've painted everything to make sure it all fits, but you know, I just assumed these were going to fit wrongly. Okay, so put the wheels, axles, new tyres I've put on these cars. Not all of them, I think this one I put the old tyres back. Was it this one? Oh, I can't remember. One of them's got the older the tyres that were on it. Might be that one actually, because they were okay, but the other two I had to put new tyres. Yeah, that's stuck. That suspension bar's not. Why is that? Oh, I didn't notice that yesterday. That hasn't. Looks like when they've chromed that, it's stuck. That's it. I've pushed it out. Oh dear, these are not going according to plan at all. Put that back again. Hopefully we will get there in the end. Click. Right, wheels again. Doesn't matter, front or back, same length axles. Base. Put that on. Try and get it all to click together now. See those lights, they actually, none of them are going quite right. But like I say, I don't know what these models were like from new, whether they were like that or not. There, that's gone, but it's not it's not ideal. They're not ideal. I would like to see an original sort of as new condition one of these, just to see if those lights, what they're like. Okay, so it's not too bad. So we get these rivets in. Okay, we get a bit of super glue. So the longer rivet goes in the back. There you go. That one in. I'll just keep that pressed for a minute. I'll just hold it for a minute and then I'll get back to you in a few minutes. I'm going to have a swig of coffee. Right, I think that's stuck. Sorry if there's a bit of noise in the background. It's I've got a fan heater on because it's bloody freezing here today. I'll just spin it around. Right, a bit more. A couple of blobs, super glue. Oopsie. There you are, that's my awkwardness. Putting glue where I don't even want it. Right, the last rivet. In she goes, I think. That's it. No, come on. Don't let me down. Ah, come on. Do you think it'll go in? And I'll just put it in just before. That's it. Okay. That's it. They're very big headed rivets, those. I think it's 3mm they are. These. But the posts are quite big on these cars, so I was able to use them. And I have got some new ones, like I said before. Just been waiting for that to dry. These come from China, 2.5mm, but they're flat. They're aluminium, but they're flat headed. But that's all I could get in 2.5mm. I might actually get some 2mm ones of these as well. But they came from China, so I've been waiting ages for those. Okay. Just make sure that's still pressed together. This doesn't sort of want to push together properly for some reason. Oh, these cars are so awkward. It's not been a very good demonstration, I'm afraid, this video. Right, okay, I'm just going to leave that dry off and then I'll get back to you. Right, okay, that's done. Got all three of them finished there. I'm not 100% happy with the way they've turned out, but they do look alright. Those lights are a bit annoying. Anyway, I did the bit of detailing. They're like door handles and stuff in Molotow. I tried to recreate the badge on the back from the Google pictures, but it wasn't easy because it's so tiny, so minute. To do those flags, it wasn't easy. So there we are. I did the blue trim in that one, with a wooden effect steering wheel, beige interior of that one with a black steering wheel, and then finally, like I showed you before, the beige interior with a wooden effect steering wheel. They do look quite nice models actually. They make nice display pieces. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. The assembly was a bit of a cock-up. At least you might have learned how not to do things rather than how to do things a bit. But anyway, thanks very much for watching this video, and I do hope you've enjoyed it. And my thanks again to Mr. Ian Hulley, who supplied two of these cars with some spares, and I think all of them are a vast improvement on what they were to start. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Right, so I'm going to do some outdoor shots. It's cold out there today, but it's not raining. It's a bit overcast, but it's supposed to be staying fine. So I'm going to go out, do the outdoor shots, and then we'll put them on the turntable and have a look before and after. And yeah, so if you have enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And yeah, join me again next time for another diecast restoration video. Okay, until then, cheers for now. Bye, hubby.